Seniac, a perfectly round square. My maths teacher. Am I a joke to you? Comment section. Seniac, call this place ship/train town. Me. Uses stereotypical comment types to get in a vid. Make it a perfectly round square. Confused screaming. A perfectly round square? Seniac, 2020. Seniac, let's reclaim some land. The fish. Oh dear, we have to relocate again. Guys! Welcome back to another episode of FishTown here. Is it Skylines? Yes, I get it. I made a perfectly round square. You should be impressed. I might be the first person ever to make a perfectly round square. But guys, welcome back to another episode. Last episode we added in that little car park area, the kind of commercial district. And I asked you guys to give me some name suggestions for it. And I didn't think, because I asked if you can kind of get a fish-based name revolving around the car park. And I thought it was going to be impossible. But I have little faith in you guys. You came through. You came through. And this area right now, this beautiful little district, I seen a couple of comments suggesting it. Are you ready for this? Now, bearing in mind the capital of this little kind of fish town area is Carperton, which is just up the road. Carp. Hold on. You can probably see where this is going. Carp Park. You get it? I think we've peaked, guys. If this series does not amount to anything, just have this known. Tell everybody you see. Somebody came up with the idea of a fish-based car park name. Carp Park. We have peaked, guys. We have officially peaked in this series. But anyway, we are back. And by adding this in, we kind of started to get a little bit of traffic up in this area. Now, it seems to have died down a little bit, but as more and more vehicles try and turn within it, it does slowly start to, you know, slow vehicles down. We have a huge little bit of traffic coming through, but I think that's just initial traffic trying to get through the area and whatnot. But we did have some there. Now, I do have an idea of what we could potentially do to keep it as free-flowing as possible. And that's to kind of add a little roundabout in, but kind of zhuzh it up. You can see where the traffic is now coming in right now. Try and add a little bit of extra to it, which doesn't just make it a roundabout, because I still want to contain that building there and have a few buildings around here. I've got a few ideas up my sleeve, but in terms of this traffic going down right now, a lot of it is down to people trying to cross the road, because we have the tram stops in the middle, so when they're crossing the road, it's slowing the vehicles down and whatnot. So I think what we'll do is we'll tackle this little issue first. I've got an idea for that. Then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here, which is going to be magical, boys. It's going to be absolutely magical. So as always, guys, as I get this in, if you are enjoying FishTown and want to see more of it in the future, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you're new around here, please make sure you do subscribe so you know if when our next episode comes out. But this is what we're going to do right now, boys. We're going to add in, and we're going to anarchy all of this as well. A little elevation up there. It's probably a little bit too high, that, so we'll bring it down in just a moment. But then bring this down to 0. Is that 0? Yeah, that's 1. To where is the tram stop? Oh, it's just there. So bring it down to there. Do the same on this side. To be honest with you, I don't feel like they would need anything on this side, but I'm going to add it in anyway. Right there. Then we're going to come out, and if I can attempt to do it. Hold on. Right, it's going to be a little bit difficult to do that. So if I do it from here in. Squeeze me. I'm trying to snap in right now. Oh, I could do it diagonally. Now, we'll do it like... Oh, actually. Well, that elevates like that. We pretty much need to create a thing either side. So let me turn everything of this off apart from the anarchy. I'm not going to be able to do it, am I? Right, that's okay. That's okay. Right, if I bring it to there. Oh, snap. Get out of here, boy. We're deleting stuff. Stuff is being deleted right now. Right, delete you. Right, bring that right down. We're going to have to budge it over slightly. I'm going to have to delete this as well. God, we came so close. To there and then back down. I think this is... I'm doing it backwards, aren't I? I'm slightly doing it all backwards. And can I connect straight down the middle? You would think I could. But it's not going to allow me, is it? That's okay. Because we can create a nice little feature. So we did a little back and forth like that. And that allows me to kind of get them to cross the road. To a certain extent. Granted, I gotta make some of this a little bit longer. I think I'll make these stick out a little bit longer now down to here. So we have a nice little gradual elevation change. And I'm going to push them slightly over something. So basically I'm creating overpasses for walking. So they get away from this whole little system of crossing over there. Now I'm going to do the same further up. I don't know whether to do it just there because we've got this one there which works perfectly fine. But I still wanted a bit of section there because they're going to have to like walk across the road here to go up and over. You see where that's going. So I might have to, if anything, delete that and create a square. Right. Which brings it down there. Which would bring it down there. But it still doesn't solve my middle issue. So I might have to add in the middle one first. You see what we have to go through right now to try and get this in? There we go, boys. So we put the anarchy back on. And we finally got the middle bit. That took how long to get sorted? Right, we'll bring this little one a little bit early. Oh, no. Sediac, no. Can I undo? No, I can't even undo. Right, add it all back in. There we go. So this is now... It becomes a nice little feature. Right? Becomes a nice little feature. They've got a little bit there for the middle for the tram line. And then we're going to turn off on this junction the ability to cross the road. There, so they have to take then the little route above. It is a little bit high, so I will reduce it in just a moment. But you're interested to see right now how that slightly changes stuff. Yeah, we got a traffic jam over there, so there's going to be vehicles plowing in from both directions. So it pumps it through, which is pretty good. And if I add another one just here, and then we should be up and running. So let me select all the points here and bring it down to about there. That looks a little bit better. And can I push that up a bit? Push this over a bit. Wonderful. So there's no longer cars backing up here. There is here, so we've got to do something very similar there. And that's going to work. So I wonder if it's possible to duplicate this. I don't know if it is going to be. Okay, we can duplicate it. Right, bam, right there. I'll do another one here. Bam. Where's the next stop? Are we okay up to this point? I'm going to say, yeah, we're okay up to that point. And then just add those junction restrictions in here as well. So no crossing. There we go. That one's done. This one's done. This one will now be done. So they take the higher route instead. And hopefully that makes the traffic, or enables the traffic to pass through a little bit easier. We'll see. So we just give it time to go through. The other side of the road seems to be sorted. And this side will be fine. So maybe that might actually alleviate some of the issues for this. And I no longer have to build my little roundabout idea there. Maybe. who knows? We'll see if traffic builds up here again. We're going to get traffic anyway. It is inevitable. But at least we've done a few little things there to kind of alleviate some of the pressure. Which work out pretty well. I mean, I could make then road paths going down that way, but I'll leave it to that because it is quite a lot of stuff we've thrown in. So, do you know what? I don't know if we're going to need that roundabout now at this point. We'll just see how it goes. There's a part of me that wants to add it in, but if I don't need to, then I don't need to, if that makes sense. So, right, we'll leave it for now. We'll leave it for now, boys. So, looking good, looking good. What is the unemployment like at this point? It is at 6%. Because what I've been thinking lately is to maybe start some work over on this island and get some high-paying industry jobs. And by industry, I know we got that type of industry, the fishing industry, and that's what the whole series is based off. But I'm talking about the offices. Now, we do have a few offices here, there, and everywhere. I have a little office section just here, which I might get rid of that, replace it with residential. Probably keep that one in there, and then get offices all over here. We'll make it like a high-tech island, which I feel like will be a good idea. Traffic. I'm just want to have a quick glimpse of the traffic again now some time has passed. Seems to be holding up. So if that holds up just fine, and we don't see any future issues, we'll leave it. If I start to see future issues arising again, we'll add the roundabout in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have like a road that goes straight there. We'll have a roundabout in the middle, but we have like an outer roundabout going around it in the opposite direction. Seems quite complicated and doesn't really make much sense, but it's a really good idea we could potentially get in. We'll see how it goes. Right, back into play mode then, because we're going to add some work in. Now, I'm going to leave this section here, this side of the road, open and free, because we're going to create our little beach tourist industry on that side. I'm going to take a look at this area here and create a nice little tech hub, which should be pretty good. Now, do I keep in this huge rock? Or do we get rid of it? Oh, the decisions. Or do I keep more place my tech industry on this side? A lot of decisions are going to be now taking place. So let's get the road up anyway. Have I used the road with the trees anywhere? Not really. We'll use it now. So let me just kind of get this to grips then. So by coming up... Oh, what am I on here? Let me get rid of the anarchy. And make sure it all stays on the ground. So coming on to there... I need it to stick out by 11, if that makes sense. Because 11 makes us that perfect line that we work with. And then the same here. Stick it up by 11. Boom. It goes that way. So delete that. And then we pretty much get set up with the boundary of how this area is going to work. So if I delete once more here... Because then I know I need to figure out then how much we're sticking out by. So by 40. And then we can create just a simple grid to maximize the amount of zoning space that we have available for us. Because this is going to be our little tech industry. And how far can we push it up? We can push it to there. And I don't think we should delete those rocks because they're like a natural part of the place. We'll have our little entry point here. We're not going to really see much traffic on this area anyway. And, right, by 20. So that's 20 there. So we cut in just here. There we go. So we have that nice little section set up. And I think... I mean, we could anarchy... Is that going to delete itself? Oh, no. Alright, let's bring this up to there, because that road can eventually bend around and connect into there as we kind of fill that area up a bit more. Right, okay, so. Once you start getting more stuff built over in this island, you might even start to see the airport being used more as well. Right, we're going to need water. Water's already over here for getting linked up to the airport. But let me push it over. Now, I do believe we have a big difference in elevation on this side because of how it goes. Yeah, it goes up higher on that one side there leading up to the rocks, which would be a nice little area. So I'm going to give it a zone right now. Again, this is going to be our IT cluster. Now, I'm not going to do the whole or zone the whole thing as IT cluster just yet because, you know, we don't have that many people to take those jobs. But if I get rid of the zoning here for these offices, to hopefully try and spark up some new kind of industry demand to an extent. And if I place some here, so if I go to, let's kind of just do that whole little chunk here in the middle before I add the outer in. And we'll replace this then with high density residential. Squeeze that in there, because that will obviously also provide more passengers for that little area. And I'm also going to have a passenger ferry line just there, so that route going back and forth here will also stop off there, thus creating more demand for that line, because at the moment it doesn't really have much demand, which would be quite exciting. In terms of power then, we're going to have to give these guys some power. We don't have, I'm going to have to give it its own little power supply for now, which I'm going to squeeze in. I'm just going to place it over here for now until we have the ability to hook it all up and link it all up. So I don't want to run major power lines across just yet. And what will be the best way to get the power connected? So I'll just go straight up like this. Like that. Yeah, just for now, that should kind of work. Now this is going to be a lot of jobs straight away, but I'm hoping with the little boost in the population that we're giving just here, it would work. It also then mean moving this business park, because it's no longer needed there anymore. But that would be a really good way to kind of utilize this little area. Nice, nice. Why none of the trees want to be deleted? And I don't have Anarchy on, but it's acting like your boy's got Anarchy on right now. Which is really weird, isn't it? Right, there we go. In terms of power, get it connected to there. It is acting like there is Anarchy on, and it's not even on. It's weird. Well, there's also a few trees in the middle here, isn't there? There we go. Just take a couple of trees out. Nice. Nice, nice. Right, anyway. So we have no residential demand. We've literally killed off our whole industry demand as well. So let that grow on its own. So we might then see a big spark in traffic as it brings these new people in. Oh, that power needs water. There we go. And let's have a little fast forward then getting that done. And we're going to have to then think about also public transport, because we do need to bring people over here to work in this area, because there's really nothing going on at the minute. There really is nothing going on to bring them over here. We have a bus route. Oh no, we got rid of the bus route, didn't we? Yeah. So in terms of the subway line goes up to there. But if we incorporate a stop from there, past this way, just for now we have one subway stop in. And I'll add it here as the entry point. Keeping this all underground. Straight across. Make sure that does not look invisible. It doesn't pop up. No, all good. All it's going to do is connect up to this point just there. So if I come off it like that and go up to here and then try and create somewhat of a bend like that. And I'm just going to create a brand new route. So I'm not going to add it to the very end, because then if people want to get over to here, it's another reason for them to hop on to another subway line. So this would be the start of the new one. Eventually, once we've got all our subway lines in and our subway stops, I might redo the whole system to make it a little bit more efficient. So we have a simple back and forth there to potentially bring in the workers over here. Might make it a little bit easier for some of them. And we'll see how this ticks along. Now, for some reason, and I don't know what it is, it feels like the anarchy just doesn't want to disappear. So what I'm going to do is services, decals, props, buildings. What else does it select? Nodes and segments. So it should now just select trees. Is that right though? Yeah. I'm just trying to get rid of all the trees. For some reason the anarchy was turned on even though it was turned off, if that makes sense. So this, we can see these buildings. Now this is quite a weird one because we've got this IT cluster in the middle of this dense forest. It feels like it just doesn't fit, and it shouldn't fit. But as we build up more and more, it will be, you know, second nature. It will look kind of really good. I've missed out my freaking high-rise ban. Hold on. City planning. High-rise ban. There we go. So, what the IT, area would consider a high-rise ban. What they would consider a high-rise ban. That's what we're going to try and go for. So we're already starting to see people use this subway stop, which is really good to see. Shows you that, we do have a use for it. Now, this is interesting. This here. I think I'm just going to slightly move some of the rocks. Push them slightly back out the way. Let me rotate that one. I want to keep them in. I do want to keep them in. And we've got a lot of stopping and starting happening over here right now. So turn off the traffic lights just there. Alright, no crossing on this side. Keep the traffic flowing. No crossing on this side. Keep the traffic flowing. So there we go. I think a bulk of them are walking from the airport. How many people have seen use the airport? It always says 0. Oh, 237. Damn, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people right there. So we've also got to remember that this is technically like a little mini highway for people who want to get to Humpback Island, who don't want to go across the ferries or the subway lines. So we have to kind of remember that. Have that in our heads. Right, so all this industry is now in, which has provided all the workers, which probably has increased unemployment. Yeah, because we've also added in all them residents as well. We're going to add in some high density commercial to fill some of these little spots. So just there and there. There we go. We'll get rid of these power lines now because we no longer need them because it's now technically all connected up to that point. You can't even see the freaking power thing. Right, that's now actually getting rid of the trees. So the anarchy is now turned back off. Don't know what was going on there for a second. But with all the people passing through here by this little subway stop, it's a good little idea to get the commercial in. Now, I've got to get rid of the parking, the car parking that's happening there. So I am going to have to build a car park. I could do... Pretty much, I have the option to do this style, or we could add in like our very own multi-story one, which might be a better way to go. So if I add in 2 there, as a way to kind of decrease the parking going around this area. So parking restrictions, get it all turned off on these roads. There we go, all turned off on those roads. All turned off there. Do we visually see them park here? Or is it just like, it's not what I'm thinking it is? Because I have... Right, I don't want a road maintenance depot. Where's the one that's got my car park on? It comes in the park, doesn't it? I mean, we have these. I'm going to go for them instead. Why can't I delete? There we go. And... yeah, we'll go for this parking. What's the space gap there? Oh, that works perfect. So we're going to go for that parking just here. Something a little bit different to normal, which should push all the cars over in here. If that don't work, then we'll do the manual car park that we do normally everywhere else. But that should slowly fill up anyway. And we also have a lot of these commercial buildings that could have their, and the office buildings that have their own integrated parking as well. So, and none of them are filled up yet, so we won't really still an overspill at the minute. But the option's just there. I like how it kind of does gradually pump its way up. It's a really good little thing to add in there. This subway starts to be used quite a bit because it's also being used as the people coming from the airport. We'll add in now some path. I'm underground, aren't I? Yeah. Let me get back out of underground mode. And we'll anarchy this path to cut straight across there. And how is this road going to cut in? So maybe I take it from here. If I bring that up by 15. And that's a 9 by a 9. It's going to delete that bit there. Oh, why has it done that? Let me just get another rock in its place. There we go. And that kind of adds to that area there. So they might start walking down this road instead, the people coming from the airport. I was going to say in case, because it might feel like a shorter distance to run down there to go straight down here to the subway stop, but looks like it's not. Looks like it's not, to be honest with you. That's interesting. So we're starting to build this area up then, which should be our high-tech little industry section, which we've now got that increase in industry demand. Now, that could be down to the fact that all of our residential areas are kind of built up over here now, almost, which would mean that we have the demand for more jobs. But we've got to take it a little bit easy, because if you get a bit too carried away, then, you know, it won't work out well for us. So that's straight across there. And then, is that our 10 point? Yeah. There we go. And we'll fill in this little section now with the offices. But yeah, if we get too carried away with doing all this, it's gonna backfire slightly. There we go. And does it all have water, right? Yeah. So yeah, it will backfire slightly into the fact that, you know, they'll start moaning that there's not enough customers, if that makes sense, for the products that they're all producing. So, oh, we got fire going on. Oh my good God. Right, the fire depot's just arrived. They're putting the fire out right now. Holy moly. How did that burn down? It's a monument. There should be no fire around it. But I can see this road being a problem at some point. It's the only bridge going across. Are we having power issues over there? We are, aren't we? It's the only bridge going across. It's, you know, we're gonna need a secondary one. Nuclear power plant. Oh no. Should we just get? I'm just gonna squeeze another one of these in here for now. For the power issues. That'll help us out. How's the car park there? That's looking fine. Thanking you. Academic report. Another one just came in like that. And this is looking fine. So I don't think we need that roundabout right now. Look at the amount of cars parking there. It's kind of crazy. That really is. So this is the start of something beautiful. The high-tech overlooking FishTown. We're going to also, I'm going to do a nice little park area around the edge for all the workers and whatnot. That'll feel quite nice for them. It's actually turned out pretty well. Not too bad. Not as bad as I thought it would be, which is a good sign. We are bringing the unemployment down, but to work in these areas we do need high education, which we have 50% of the people highly educated, so that's a good sign as well. And this is all the high-tech office work that comes from the fishing industry that we have right now. But we do need to add in more fishing industry jobs as well, which would be a good thing to throw in. A real good thing to throw in. I just wish we could see I wish we could see, you know, like how we have the oil industry and the farming industry, where we have that little overview. We can see how much fish we're producing, how much fish products we're producing. You know, I wish we could see that visually properly, because we just get like a makeshift view, which is just kind of weird. The industry areas, and again at the same time, it's not really counted as an industry area. I really wish it was, because we get so much more out of that industry and understanding on what's going down. The best we get is this industries, knowing how much profit we're making from it and how much percentage of it is industry income. But I wish we could push it in another direction anyway. It would be pretty good. So there's high paying jobs now coming in. It's going to spark all types of different demands. Have we all filled up over here yet? And again, for some reason here, the trees are growing back. It really is weird, isn't it? Right, if I delete these trees, we can see the houses slightly. There we go. Where else has it thrown it in? I find it hilarious how some of the trees are growing over. I think the anarchy is broken to a certain extent on some of this. But there we go. We can see a little bit more of our residential area over there. We will definitely dwindle this down so it's not too skyscrapery. But all that high-tech stuff is going to be overlooking this tourist area. We're going to do a big, beautiful beach. In the middle, we'll have our little ferry stop there so people can get on the boats and travel and whatnot. We definitely got to think about setting up a cargo airport as well, as another way to export some of the goods. Not too sure where I would put that. I don't want to go ahead and reclaim a whole island for it, but it might be something that we have to think about doing. Let me know what you think about that, guys. Reclaiming land. I can make this road here, when instead of coming to a dead end, it goes to an underground tunnel that pops over to an island where we can export. We can have a dedicated export island. That would be kind of cool. Or not. We'll see how things go. We'll see how things go. But I'm going to end it for here anyway, guys, then. So we solved that slight issue that we had here with all the traffic. We're having these overpasses for people walking, which has turned out quite cool. Impressive. We've got rid of all the industry over here, which this itself has all the trees, which I'm going to get rid of. Oh, hold on. Let me angle. There we go. And replace it with residential, which I'm hoping is providing more passengers for this area. Until the ferry is set up to over here, and there's more stuff going on over there, and there's more stuff finalised on this side of the island, I don't think that route's going to be quite valuable just yet. And we've also started to get in our big IT cluster industry, which looks a little bit excessive at the minute, but it will fit quite nice and perfectly in once we got this whole island built up a bit more. But I'm surprised of how it's able to sustain itself. That's what I'm kind of impressed with right now, how it's able to sustain itself with not much going on the island. Oh, wrong button. And now I can't click on anything. There we go. They've all got their jobs and whatnot. Obviously, it doesn't provide that many jobs because it is an IT cluster. So it is quite intriguing. It is quite intriguing. That's taking so many passengers, which is crazy. The road is being heavily used, but that roundabout does its job perfectly, boys. I couldn't be any more happy with this whole little squid junction. It's holding up so damn well. So damn well. So what is our traffic flow like right now then? So where's the traffic? We see the most of our traffic happening around these areas is 84%. That's actually not too bad considering it's this island and, you know, some of the lines that we do have set up for it. It's really important that we had that bypassing tunnel, which you can see being used right there, because that would have been additional traffic tearing through the middle of FishTown anyway. But I feel like we could incorporate more of those. So maybe have the underground tunnel here, have a junction underneath that takes it to Humpback Island as a way to get industrial stuff over there, and vice versa, exporting back, so they don't have to use that bridge. But obviously it only exits there and exits up here. That might be the way to go forward with that. We'll think about that and take a look at that next episode. But 85%, that's not bad. We're going to end it for here today, guys. I hope you did enjoy this episode. We've got some big expansions coming up on the horizon that you're not going to want to miss. So if you are enjoying it, please smash that like button down below. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, good. Bye.